are the universe. We are the universe. Let it rise. We are the universe. We are the universe. Let it rise.
Happy Halloween! I'm so glad you could join me today for Enlighten My World's Syncretistic celebrations, where we're going to talk about how we need to make life feel like fun. And how do we do that? Well, I can tell you right off that Halloween is one of the most fun holidays. I know it makes me smile. It makes me want to feel like a kid again. It makes me want to hang out with kids and do kid things. Halloween is my personal favorite holiday. And so I figured, what better of a day to celebrate feeling fun in our lives than on Halloween? And so I want to start off by giving you a little card that I drew today from The Universe Has Your Back deck. And I don't know if you can see it, but it says the universe works fast when I'm having fun. So we'll talk more about that later, but I thought it was cool that I drew that card and I wanted to share it right away with you. So I've been guided for the last 2 weeks to really focus on having fun and how do we bring that into our lives and enjoy life so that we can flow in an energy that brings us manifestations, that brings us in the energy of manifesting the things we desire. And we've talked about being in joy before, which obviously fun brings joy. But they can be, joy is a type, fun is a type of joyous energy. But there's many kinds of joyous energies that we have. We're going to focus today on fun. As adults, it's sometimes hard to find fun in things. And I realize that I tend to be someone who likes to find fun in everything, even the most boring of situations. And I just wanted to really bring back those childlike, carefree feelings of enjoying the moment that you're in. What fun can you find from the moment that you're in, even if you're on jury duty or studying for finals or driving in rush hour traffic? How do we find fun in those situations? So I want to start off by normally sing with you to get you guys singing. But today I was called to this cute little poem that I wanted to share. And it goes like this. It's called A Little Fun Keeps You Young. And I believe the author is David Harris and Jojo Bean. A little fun keeps you young. A little laughter keeps you bright. When you get to that age when life's crisis looms, go out and act like a kid again. Don't worry what the neighbors might say. They're probably crazy anyway. Change your hair color, grow it long, change your style, and wear a thong. Personally, I don't like that. That will put some spring in your step, or goose yourself and give you some pep. Don't worry what the neighbors might say. They're probably crazy anyway. Dance till the wee hours in the morning. Let loose, but don't get lost in the spring. Smile, even if there's nobody around. Run until You're nowhere to be found. Don't worry what the neighbors might say. You are more than crazy than they anyway. I thought that was better than singing a song. I know it brought my vibration up because I always talk about how music and singing raises our vibrations into the ether so we can connect with the divine, with our angelic friends. And it's really about the vibration, though music is a fast way there. But I thought that was a really fun poem. And now we want to ground ourselves by also opening ourselves up to fun and carefreeness. And we're going to do that by dancing a little bit, getting some of that excess energy off of us, that negative energy that we don't want anymore. So I invite you, if you're able, to please stand up and dance with me. If you're not able and you're sitting, try to dance from your seated position. And if you're completely unable to move, God forbid, for whatever reason, you might be around other people, though that shouldn't matter. Dance in your head, close your eyes, and just dance in your head and envision yourself doing the things that I am suggesting you do. So I'm going to put some music on here for us. So we want to just shake off the week's tension. How would a little kid do it? Get the wiggles out. And then just dance. We're grounding ourselves to the earth. We're raising our vibrations. Getting a little Halloween spirit going. It's a good spiritual day. The Day of the Dead. There's some kind of big flare, solar flare today. They say dance like nobody's watching. I don't know if I'll go that far, but because there are people watching. Shake it off. When we move our bodies, we move that stagnant energy that's been sitting there from maybe hours every day of sitting at a desk and not moving. When we dance, we get our muscles and tendons and ligaments moving. Even if it's a little tiny step, we're moving that stagnant energy and releasing it. Shake it off. All right, that's enough dancing for today. I mean, you can always dance later, but dancing always brings my spirits up, no matter where I am. A little sip of coffee there. So, I did not come out of a necessarily fun week. I actually was significantly triggered toward the end of last week. And so that's why I didn't do syncretistic celebrations, because I feel if I'm not in high vibe, then you're not going to be in high vibe. And that's the whole goal of this. It's to celebrate together our unity and our oneness and bring us into a higher vibration so we can evolve as human beings together through joy, through peace, through ease, and through fun. And I didn't feel so fun last week, and I felt I would be doing you a disservice if I did syncretistic services, because even if I pretended like I was in a good way, though that is how we should proceed with our days when we are not in such a high vibration, but when it is our responsibility to bring others into high vibration. I feel like sometimes we can influence to the opposite when we're not feeling so good. So it's best just to be quiet and peaceful, which is another message that I was given today to talk about. So we'll get more into that later. Right now, I want to talk about fun. How do we get into fun? Little things. Little things are how we get into fun. So if you've watched me before, you know I do a lot of things that you might hear from Louise Hay or from Abraham Hicks. I'm a true believer in where the mind points is where we go and what we manifest. So if we point in a direction of things that once made us sad or made us upset, even if it was 10 minutes ago, if we stay pointed in that direction, we stay in that stagnant energy. We move backwards. We move further forward into a saddened or lethargic or unhealthy energy. And we sort of spiral ourselves downward. And that does happen. And it's okay when it does. The key is to recognize that it's happening, to recognize that you have complete control over your emotions. You have control of how you feel. Even if you're in the worst situation, if your heart has just been broken, if you've just lost someone, grieve, feel the loss, but also recognize that you have the control of your emotions. Sometimes we need to be in that space. We need to be in that space to feel that emotion. We don't want to pretend we don't feel emotion when it's there, because what happens is it's still there and eventually it'll come out in a different way later down the road. It might be a more significant way, a more offensive way to others, a way that it's harder for us to get out of. So when you feel those moments, those times in life that kind of sock you right in the jaw, allow yourself to feel the sting. Move through that sting. And through your feeling it, it starts to dissolve. And does it dissolve completely? In some situations, no. But you have control of how you feel in the moment. So allow yourself to feel the sting and then try to slowly get to the next better thought. So that's the space I was in for the last week and a half. Actually, I'll say a week because I got out of it too. And I had to allow myself to feel. I'm so used to being in this high vibration, trying to be in this high vibration, meditating, focus intending, focusing myself in the morning as to the emotion that I would like to feel consistently through the day, that it was jarring when things I did not want to manifested and significantly in one day altogether. And instead of thinking, why me, or woe is me, which I did come across my mind and it stayed there for a minute or two, maybe longer, I got into a place where I realized, because at first I was like, all this work I'm doing, why? Why is this happening when I'm doing all of this work? I'm trying so hard to stay in this high vibration. And you may have had similar feelings over the last week or week and a half yourself. And what was happening was energetically, I was being shifted to a higher vibration. But when some of that stagnant energy that we don't release, even through dancing or yoga or running or walking or any of those physical activities that can release some of that energy, some of it's deep down in there. And it needs more than just a little shaking to get it out. You need to be shaken to get it out. And that's what I realized, is I was being shaken to my core to get rid of some of that yuck that was still stuck within me. And I'm not saying that it's all gone, because I don't know when that process ever happens. But in order to shift to this higher level, that we're all being initiated into, I kind of needed a jar because I was staying in this nice, consistent high vibe, even when maybe it wasn't there, when I wasn't feeling it. So I was staying high vibration. I was doing the fake it till you make it thing. And I guess I needed a trigger so that I could release some of the things I was holding in. So if those things happen to you, do not be upset, especially if you've been doing a lot of work to keep yourself in high vibration and you think this is hard. It's not supposed to be easy, but it's not supposed to be grueling. To be in a happy space, in a space of joy. So for me, and probably for many of you, what I had to recognize was that it shouldn't be work. If I feel resistance in a higher vibration, in feeling joy or feeling excitement, it's because I'm not quite there. And so I needed to come somewhere in between so that I can get myself back up to a space where I actually do feel happy, feel joy, feel fun. But fun is one of those things that you can kind of stick in there when you're not there. Fun is one of those things, and I'm sure you've experienced this, where you don't feel like going out. Maybe you were invited to a party, or your friends are like, let's go out tonight. And you do not feel like it. You are not in any way, shape, or form in a mood. So your vibration's like down here. But something inside you says, I'll just go, because you know it might be more hassle in the long run if you don't go, and more headache in the long run if you don't go, because you might, I don't know, make somebody upset, or not that you should go by that, but you know what I mean. So you go, and you're still me, but you're trying to pretend a little bit when you're in front of people to not be so caca in a yucky mood. And then something happens when you're in the midst of it. You forget. You forget that you had a crappy day, or that something crappy came to you during the day. You got something in the mail that made you and just hit you right in the gut. Somebody said something nasty. You forgot. And you just stayed in a space of fun because fun surrounded you. And maybe in the time you might recognize and say, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. I'm supposed to be in a bad mood right now. I'm supposed to be feeling depressed and mopey. But something opened you up. Something enabled you to not feel that way. So though sometimes it's hard to go from this vibration over to this vibration, and we have to take it slowly, fun is one of those things that when it's thrust upon you, a lot of times you forget. You forget to be sad. You forget that you're supposed to be upset. And maybe you go back to it, hopefully not the next day or when you go home. But in that time, you've brought your vibration up into a space of fun, however that may look for you. And I do realize that there are the times where you're so low that people having fun around you is almost too stimulating. It's overwhelming. I'm not talking about those times. I'm talking about the majority of the times when you're just too tired or you just don't feel like it and you make yourself do it anyway and you realize it was a good decision because you feel fun. So unlike other things that can't quite be thrust upon you, fun is one of those things that can, more times than not. And you know those times. So when it's not one of those times, you have to be decisive. However, majority of the time, it's okay. It's okay to say, I'm just going to go out and do it. Or just think in the moment, I'm just going to get myself in the car. I'm just going to turn the car on. I'm going to drive to my friend's house. I'm going to sit there and see what happens. And by that point, usually, is when it changes. Fun is an awesome energy to be in. Think back to when you were a small child and everything was fun. If anything, it was quite upsetting when a grown up stepped in and tried to poop on your party. You play imagination things and imaginary games. And even when you're alone, when you're with your friends, you run free, you scream, it annoys the adults, but you do it because you're letting everything out. Kids find fun in the craziest things. How many kids do you know, babies, I'll even say, that have more fun with the box than they do the actual present that came in the box? They have fun with whatever's in front of them. Food, tons of fun with food. You can play with it, it tastes good, you can make shapes with it. We don't like them to do that, but it's fun. That's the energy we want to capture. Maybe you play with your food. I don't know. Maybe that would drive you crazy, so you're not going to go anywhere near that. That's fine too. Maybe you're just too stuck in the grown up world to come up with any way you can have fun, even for a little bit. So, this is how you start, much like how you start the other things I say. If you make your goal of the day, your intention for the day, your focus for the day, today I want to feel fun. Fun. That's it. Today I want to feel fun. No definition, no preconceptions, no expectations. Universe, God, show me some fun today, please. That's all I'm asking. And then, as your day's going along, you might notice some crazy things happening. You want to stay focused in that fun energy. And I'm not saying frivolous, and I'm not saying without, some days you can have without responsibility and just completely carefree kind of fun days. But most days we're not able to do that. But we can still put our intention on fun, because then you'll find that when you're listening to the radio on the way into work in the morning, what the disc jockeys make some of the funniest jokes, and you find yourself audibly laughing in the car. Maybe a song that you haven't heard in a while comes on and you sing it at the top of your lungs as you're driving to work, stuck in rush hour. Maybe somebody calls you or sends you a text that's really silly, or sends you a meme that cracks you up, and that doesn't normally happen, or maybe it doesn't normally come from that person. By the end of your day, maybe you didn't notice your day got away with you and you forgot about it, but you asked for it. So try this. Try this for a week. This will be your spirit homework for the week. Try focusing your day on, at the very beginning of the day, when you get in your shower, or if you're like me and you're meditating, ask the universe, today I want to feel fun. My intention is to feel fun. At the end of the day, at the end of each day, maybe you write it down, maybe you just think about it. Reflect back on your day and recognize all the things that showed up in your day that were fun. Maybe your boss, who is typically overly serious, comes out and tells you a joke, or is just a little bit more peppy than normal and it makes you laugh. Maybe you hear less gossipy things and more things that crack you up during the day, more things that make you smile. More songs came on the radio that you enjoy. Maybe you noticed a dog running crazily in circles outside and it made you laugh. Notice the little things throughout your day that equal fun. By the end of your week, you will be seeing it and recognizing it throughout the day. You won't just be experiencing it. You will be saying, thank you, fun, in the littlest things. Whatever you find fun. I know Friday I was coming out of a chiropractor appointment and it was very billowy and windy and everybody kept saying, ew, it's a gloomy day. I kept thinking, wow, this is a fall day. And if you're from the Northeast coast, you know what I'm talking about. Fall days are beautiful. They're crisp but not cold. The wind is blowing. Might be a little overcast, maybe not. this particular day it was overcast, but I didn't seem to mind because Halloween was coming. Halloween was this weekend. It was a very Halloweeny looking day. And as I'm walking out, a giant gust of wind blows at me. And normally, what would we do? Our hair, my hair, or you try to hide from it, right? Or you try to run through it to get away from it. I sat there or stood there in the middle of the parking lot and closed my eyes and stretched out my arms and felt the wind blowing. And it almost seemed to do it more for me. And I walked to my car like this with the wind blowing. I kind of felt powerful, like clouds would come in and lightning would crash. That didn't happen, obviously, but the wind did blow harder. And it put a smile on my face. It made me feel good. And I'm sure somebody saw me doing it and thought, what the heck is this nut job doing? But what I hope is that even if they said that or thought it, that maybe when they felt the wind blow and thought no one was looking, that they did the same thing and felt how awesome it feels to have the wind blow, like you're Dorothy in the tornado or something like that. That's just one example of how you can find fun in little bits in your day. But just by focusing on that energy and realizing the fun that you manifest that comes to you, that's the homework. That's what I want you to notice, because that is the key to manifesting. We don't start manifesting by really, really, really focusing on it and being worried that things aren't coming. But I'm focusing so much on the thing I want, and I'm visualizing, and it's all, and I'm daydreaming, and I'm writing it down, but the whole time there's a tension in you that's saying it's not here. That's not, we don't manifest. We just manifest more tension when we do that. Even though we're focused, we might get little dribs and drabs of what we want, but pretty much we're just going to keep finding things that cause anxiety. And so the key to manifesting is loosening up and just enjoying the moment and being grateful for that moment. If you see synchronicities, don't sit there, oh my gosh, what does that mean? 11:11 keeps showing up on my clock. What does that mean? Stop worrying about what it means, even if it's an exciting thing to you, and just say thank you and recognize you're being spoken to from the divine. Those synchronicities, maybe they do mean something, and maybe they're trying to get a message across to you. But if it's going to cause you anxiety and stress to worry about what it means, or what is that? Oh my gosh, I just saw 666. That's the devil's. It is not the devil's number. It is a number. Numbers have no evil or good attached to them. They're a number, whether they're in single digit or triplicate or 10,000 across. They mean what you put them into. So you can recognize them as a sign of doom and gloom. Oh my gosh. Or you can recognize them as a blessing of kind of, God's tipping his hat to you. One of those things that the angels are like, we're here. And just say thank you, because that's the reality of what synchronicities are. They're not something to spaz over and think, oh my gosh, I'm not doing something right. 555, that means change. I have to change something. How about just recognize you're being spoken to? And then when you're able to be in a calm energy about it, then look at what it means. But for right now, if things like that cause you anxiety, and I don't mean anxiety like in a negative anxiety way, I mean in a way of, oh, I have to find out what that means, or what are they trying to tell me? Just let it go. Let it be a nod at you, and recognize how humbling it is that you're being spoken to by the divine, and they want you to notice. They're speaking to you and they want you to notice. And I hear people say to me all the time, oh my gosh, I'm getting so many synchronicities. What could that mean? It means you're on a level that you're aware. You're on a level where you're playing with spirit, where you're playing with, I don't know what that is. Strange sounds coming from my my shutters. Enjoy the synchronicities. Don't worry about what you're not doing or what you are doing. Just enjoy them and say thank you every time you see one. Thank you. I hear you. The message will come, but the message won't come while you're spazzing about it. You'll just see it's like trying to read without your reading glasses and squinting and squinting and squinting. For those of you who are like me and need reading glasses, you keep squinting. It doesn't change. You can put it as far away as you can possibly get it, and you still can't see it, and you're causing yourself stress because you can't see it. Just chill out. Get your glasses. Put your glasses on. That's what you need to do with messages from spirit. Have fun with them. Thank you. Thank you. Until you find your glasses and can put them on. Figuratively, when I say that. So, we're going to move into the cards I've drawn for you today and our meditation. And I hope that you go through your day today and the rest of the week in fun. Today's Halloween. If you can't have fun today, when can you have it? Even if you're not doing anything, maybe they don't trick or treat in your area or something like that. That's okay. Watch scary movies. Put on a costume, even if you're by yourself. Do some crazy makeup. Turn on some spooky music. Go outside and go to a neighborhood where kids are trick-or-treating and just look at drive up and down the streets, smiling and seeing how much fun they are. They are infectious. Their fun is infectious, especially on Halloween when you see them running as fast as they can to go up the steps in their cute little costumes, or you see a little baby in his little monkey costume and he's toddling up and he's so excited to get his treat. That's infectious. It chokes me up. It's so infectious. Go feel fun today. Okay. But before you do, let's see what else Spirit has to tell us. And let's get into a space where we allow ourselves by meditation, because meditation is the key. Remember, I'm going to switch my view for you. And there we go. Okay. So I showed you this card. Let me get rid of this. That's me, Pastor Nikki, or just Nikki. The universe works fast when I'm having fun. That's the truth of it. Why? Because you're in an energy that is downstream, that is flowing, that is moving. Fun is action based and movement based. Fun can be quiet and still based, especially if you're just sitting watching scary movies or watching Hocus Pocus or some kind of fun Halloween movie that reminds you of your childhood. Maybe you're too grown up to watch kids stuff like that. If you are, get the heck out of that energy. And sometimes it's just hard. I get it. To find freedom, to find carefreeness, to find childlike energy in yourself, especially when you have to be the grown-up all the time or the parent all the time. Try, instead of worrying about if your kids are eating all the candy for Halloween, try not caring. Try not caring today. Try going in the bag and even though they didn't have dinner yet, open up a Reese's peanut butter cup or Goobers or whatever you like and have candy right there with your kids. Enjoy today. Maybe you don't have kids. Maybe your kids are grown. Go to the store and buy yourself some candy. And if you're diabetic or you need to watch your sugar, go buy yourself some sugar-free candy. But enjoy, because candy is fun and ice cream is fun. And yes, those things can be toxic. And yes, sugar isn't the best thing in the world. But you know what? Sometimes we just have to let it go, not worry about it, even if it's for a day, even if it's for 10 minutes in a day. Just be in a space of having fun, of being free, of enjoying. And don't gobble it down. If you do treat yourself to a fun treat, close your eyes and savor it. even if it's just one little thing. Savor it. The other one I pulled was joy is the ultimate creator. And I thought this one was really beautiful because that's the bottom line of where we want to get. If we want to manifest things into our lives, we have to be in the energy of the things we want. So if we look at money as something that's stressful to us, then that's what we will be brought. Money situations that are stressful to us. If you don't like exercise and you know you have to be healthy and physical activity really drives you crazy, you're not going to manifest the perfect body because too much of your energy is in angst and how much torture you're creating. So what you need to do is find an activity that you find fun and will get your body moving. Maybe it's not a 90-minute course of aerobic activity or something like that. Maybe it's slow movement, through dancing. Maybe it's yoga. Maybe it's Tai Chi. Maybe it's just walking down the street and feeling the wind blow in your face. It's still movement. And if it's fun to you, it's going to have success. And dieting is the same way. If you can't find the joy in the sustenance we put into our body and appreciate what we're putting in, then all the work that you put into it is going to end up, even if it's showing results now, ultimately it's going to turn on you. And you all know this. I know I've experienced it 5,000 times in my life. Oh, I'm shiny. But the bottom line is that you have to find fun in the things you do. Let's see, is my hair all flat and caca? Not so bad, right? For having a hat on. So the last card I drew was from the Divine Feminine deck. Can you see that? By Megan Watterson. And this card that I found, is by Zhou Xuanqing. That's not by her, it is her card, Zhou Xuanqing. And Zhou Xuanqing is a Chinese poet. And in case you want to take a screenshot or something I'll try to get it straight for you. There you go. She's beautiful. I'm sure that's a model, but she probably looks something similar to it. The mantra of this card is I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. She's the mystic of peace. And Zhou Xuanqing, there we go, embodies the unwavering tranquility that exists deep beneath the turbulence of our daily thoughts. Zhou Xuanqing was the 12th century Taoist mystic and poet. The night before her son's birth, she had a dream that she was immersed in a red mist. And this is a very auspicious sign in the Chinese culture. The title given to her as master was Free Human of Mystic Peace. The emphasis in her poetry was the power of inert stillness, the secret of the receptive. And that's the second message that I've gotten. So fun, which tends to be action-based and more of a masculine energy, stillness and receptivity is a very divine feminine energy. And remember, when I say feminine or masculine, I don't mean male or female. I mean the energy that exists within all of us, of the divine male and the divine feminine, masculine, feminine, which is the yin and the yang, action in action. Put forth, receive. Okay, it's the counterbalances. So fun, though receiving it would be a feminine energy, you often have to participate in fun, which would be action based, which would be divine masculine energy within you. What Zhou Xuanqing inspires us to do is finding peace through stillness. So though I think the idea is too much of a good thing becomes too much. So in our energy that we're going to put forth this week in our homework of focusing on fun, we also want to very much so remember the importance of stillness, because we can get overloaded with fun and it can flip on its head, especially if we get way too into it. And we don't want that to happen. We want to find balance. And that balance is going to be through meditation or just chilling out, stillness. So Albert Einstein reportedly said that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we use to create them. The idea is to get out of the space of what is making us upset or what is causing us stress and find the energy of what we want. So if you're overloaded at work and you can't stop and you're focusing in an energy of fun, and you find little pieces of fun throughout your hectic, stressful day where you feel overworked, eventually the fun will increase and the stress will decrease because your focus is on creating what you want, not creating the thing that created the problem so that you get more problems in essence. There's a peace and a calm that exists far beneath the constant banter most of us listen to all day within our minds. There's a Jungian author named Clarissa Pinkola Estes, and she calls this the river beneath the river, that stillness, the place within us that's way down deep. That's where we want to get to. And if you're not familiar with meditation, or you're one of those people who thinks, I can't meditate, meditation is subjective. However you can get your mind still is meditation. And when I say still, I mean in the present moment. And sometimes in our focus to do so, we feel like our mind just keeps monkeying off into other directions, and that's okay. If you spend a half hour trying to focus your mind and 3 minutes of that hour your mind is focused, you're in the right direction. Find the stillness in the ways you can find it. It doesn't have to be with your eyes closed and perfect silence or listening to a guided meditation. If those don't work for you, don't worry about that. I always say gardening, cleaning, I know they're not fun things, but they are mind stilling activities where you tend to be just focused in the moment of what you're doing. If you do walk outside, maybe try to focus on just the things you're seeing as you walk, as opposed to letting your mind ramble on throughout your day. The goal is to not think. The goal is, and though our brain is always thinking, so that's very hard. And if you're like me, it's almost impossible. But I can focus on my breathing. I can, at least for a couple seconds, and then I have to keep returning back and back and back. But that's okay. I've been doing this a long time and I do it every day, and it is still a struggle, but now my body actually looks forward to meditating. I long for that moment of silence, that moment of turning my brain off and just focusing in the now. And yes, even then my brain still goes in 45 directions, but it's becoming easier and easier for me to return myself to the present moment. And maybe that's as far as I'll ever get, or maybe I'll get to a yogi type place where I can sit for 40 days and not need to eat or sleep or anything. I don't know. My goal is to be happy with when I can be still and in the moment now. So we're going to be still and in the moment now with a guided meditation on playfulness. So I'm going to cue us up some music. Okay. And I hope that's not too loud. Don't know what's happening there. Sorry. Hope you can hear that, or it's not too loud. Nice, even medium space. Please do not follow this meditation while you're driving or biking or operating heavy machinery. You can pause the video and come back to it later, or do whatever you need to do. But please don't do anything that's going to harm yourself. Find a comfortable place to relax for these few minutes of realignment. Find a comfortable position and sit back. You may want to place your hands on your lap or at your sides. Close your eyes if you wish, or focus your gaze on one spot. And take a deep, relaxing breath. Feel the tension leave your body as you settle into your place of self-reflection and healing. Begin with your attention focused outward, noticing the sounds around you. Concentrate on all the things you can hear. Now gradually turn your attention inward, turning your attention away from your surroundings, in toward yourself. Focus on your physical self, noticing how you are feeling, observing. Focus even more intently now. Focus on your breathing. Observe your breaths without trying to change anything. Bring your attention deeply inward, all the way to the core of your body. Notice how your stomach moves in and out with each breath you take. Feel the movement of the core of your body, ever so slightly moving with each breath. Focus completely on your core. Notice how smooth, calm, and regular your breath is. Allow the tension to leave your body, relaxing your muscles so that you can rest calmly, becoming relaxed. Now I hope you're starting to become more relaxed. Let's focus now on becoming more playful. Everyone has the ability to be playful. Playfulness is a trait that we all have inside. But for many of us, playfulness has been pushed aside as we strive to be more serious. The ability to be playful is important because it allows you to experience fun and joy. Becoming more playful allows you to respond to challenges with humor and lightheartedness, instead of always being serious or becoming defensive or saddened. It's important to have a balance between being serious and being playful. You can use both of these qualities to handle situations effectively. Becoming more playful is possible. Whether you have never been very playful before, or if you've used playfulness but have lost touch with its quality. Think about a time when you were playful. Were you playful as a child, as an adolescent, as an adult? Maybe you can't recall a time when you were playful, and that's okay. You still have a playful inner child that you can nurture. Create a mental picture of yourself when you were playful, silly, free. Maybe you're thinking about positive memories of yourself as a child. Imagine your playful child self creating all the details you can in your mind. What did you look like? How did you behave? What was it like to be playful? See yourself as this playful child, imagining all the details. Do you see yourself? Now use your imagination. Create a picture of ideal playfulness. Create an imaginary child who is very playful and very joyful. You can picture this playful inner child however you want to see them in your mind. This playful child is happy and joyous and goofy and completely carefree, ideally playful, an ideal image of childlike freedom that would exist if there was nothing that could get in the way of being free. The child you're imagining has always been inside of you and still exists inside you right now. You can get in touch with this inner child and allow the child to express themselves. Think about things you've planned for tomorrow. Maybe you'll be at home or at work or somewhere else. Think about the places you will be and the things you will do tomorrow. Now imagine that instead of being serious and focused on tasks all day tomorrow, you allowed your playful inner child to come out. Imagine becoming more playful. Imagine that this would be what this would be like. Still doing what's needed, but playing with it. Starting at the beginning of your day. Imagine yourself going about the routines and activities of the first part of your day with playfulness. Picture the way you would behave, the things you would do, how you would feel, what might be going on in the environment around you that would make things fun. Imagine what it would be like to be playful. Now imagine the middle of your day. Imagine having more fun. Think about the things you would be doing then. See yourself completing activities while in touch with your carefree childlike self. How would you handle challenges? How would you respond to attempted stressors? What would you do differently from what you usually do? How would you feel? Now let's think about the latter part of your day. See yourself going about your day in a more enthusiastic, silly, playful way. Imagine how your day would go. Imagine becoming even more playful. Imagine your day ending feeling perfectly tired and ready for rest with a smile on your face from the joy and excitement and fun you felt just doing your regular daily tasks. What was it like to imagine yourself going about your day tomorrow in a more playful way? How does it feel when you picture being playful? Now let's focus on some affirmations that will help us become more playful and experience fun throughout our day. And think about each affirmation. And if you want to, repeat each phrase in your mind or out loud. Imagine that each phrase is true for you in this moment. Let's begin. I am a fun person. It's okay to be playful. I can be serious at times and fun at others. I am free. I am carefree. I behave in a youthful, carefree way. I behave responsibly, even when I'm behaving carefree. I am playful when confronted or when dealing with stress. I can find a way to enjoy every moment. Now that you've completed your affirmations, let's return again to the visualization of your playful inner self. Imagine the things that you've held yourself back from doing as your playful, carefree self would do. The things you'll do when you allow yourself to be more playful, to have more fun. Think about the playful things you would like to do. Think about the playful things you will do. Now I'm going to begin to count down from 10 to 1 to gently and slowly return your awareness to the present. 10. Begin to change your focus from inward to outward. 9. Take a deep cleansing breath. Long inhale and long exhale. 8. Another deep breath. 7. Another deep breath. 6, gently move your upper body, shoulders, arms, head, neck. 5, gently move your lower body, your legs, ankles, feet, toes. 4, rub your hands together, creating a tingling sensation. 3, gently massage your eyes open. Let your gaze become comfortable. 2, once they're open, just sit there for a few more breaths. 1, feel yourself fully return to the present moment, renewed and enthusiastic and ready for a fun and playful day. We are truly grateful for this meditation, for being able to share it together for each other and for the divine healing and love of our Creator. Namaste. I hope that you enjoyed that. I did. If your eyes were open and you were looking at me, I apologize. My son was making noise, as he so likes to do while I'm filming my videos, so I had to give him the silent mom eyeballs. Enjoy your week. Have fun this week. Don't let little things bother you. Find the humor in them. Try to keep a smile on your face as much as you can. And flow and move through your week. Don't put pressure on yourself for fun to happen, and don't create fun events or things like that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about finding little things in your life that add up to a fun day, to an energy of feeling joyous and fun. So I don't want you to plan for them. That defeats the purpose and causes anxiety. Go through your normal day with the expectation that you will find fun. Write stuff down as you get them at the end of the night, however you want to do it. Maybe just meditate on it or talk to yourself about it. Talk to somebody else who's doing it with you and see how the end of your week goes. See what you feel like and what energy you're in by the end of your work week or whatever you have to do. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Have fun this week and happy, happy Halloween. I love you and many blessings and big hugs.